Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Breaking Bulletin, your go-to channel for the stories that shape our world. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single update. Today, we are diving into a massive development. Ukraine and Russia have agreed to a 30-day ceasefire, and peace talks are set to follow. What do you think? Could this be the beginning of the end for this brutal war, or just a pause before more chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments as we break this down together. Let us kick things off with the big news. On March 11, 2025, after intense talks in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, Ukraine, and Russia locked in a deal for a 30-day ceasefire, according to CNN's report published that day. This truce, brokered with heavy United States involvement, covers the entire front line, not just air or sea, and starts the clock ticking toward negotiations that could finally stop the fighting that has raged since February 2022. It is a huge moment, and it has got everyone asking, can peace really stick this time? Why does this matter so much? Well, this war has chewed up lives, homes, and hope. Over 20% of Ukraine is under Russian control, and millions have fled, as noted by Euronews on March 11, 2025. The United States is jumping back into, lifting its freeze on military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine, a move that signals serious commitment to making this ceasefire work. How do you feel about this glimmer of hope after 3 years of conflict? Let me know below. I am dying to hear your take. Here is the vibe we are getting. Both sides are exhausted. Ukraine's soldiers need a breather. Russia's been hit hard by losses, and the world's been begging for a break. According to The Guardian on March 11, 2025, this ceasefire is not just a timeout. It is a chance to sit down and hash out something lasting, with talks kicking off right away. What do you reckon? Will these talks deliver, or are we setting up for disappointment? Hit that like button if you are optimistic, and let us dig into how this all came together. So, how did we get to this point? It all went down in Jeddah, where United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio led an 8-hour marathon with Ukrainian officials, as reported by CBS News on March 11, 2025. Ukraine said yes to a United States proposed 30-day ceasefire first. And after some back and forth, Russia's Foreign Minister Maria Zakharova told TASS on March 11 that Moscow was on board to pending final sign-off. It is a delicate dance, but it is moving fast. The United States played a big role here. After a rocky patch, think Trump and Zelensky's White House shouting match last month, per The Telegraph on March 11, 2025, America flipped the script, promising to resume aid and intel if Russia reciprocated, according to a joint statement from the State Department. Russia's nod came after Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, met with Putin, pushing the deal over the line. What do you think? Did the United States pull this off, or was it Ukraine's grit that sealed it? Share your take below and subscribe if you are loving this breakdown. Pressure was building from all sides. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been vocal about wanting peace, telling CNN on March 11, 2025 that Ukraine is ready to stop shooting if Russia is to, while Europe's leaders like the UK's Keir Starmer pushed for a truce per time on March 2nd. Russia, meanwhile, has been bleeding troops and cash, with the Washington Post on March 11 noting their Kursk losses as a bargaining chip Ukraine leveraged. How do you see this balance of power? Did exhaustion force their hands? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I am all ears. The timing is wild too. Just hours before the deal, Ukraine launched its biggest drone attack yet, 337 downed over Russia, 3 dead in Moscow, per ABC News on March 11, 2025, showing they were not backing down easy. But both sides saw the writing on the wall: keep fighting or take a shot at talking. What would you have done? Pushed harder or taken the ceasefire? Let me know below and hit that share button if you think more folks need to hear this. Alright, let us unpack what this ceasefire actually means. The agreement, hashed out in Jeddah, calls for a full 30-day halt to all fighting ground, air, sea starting the moment both sides sign off. According to the joint United States-Ukraine statement on the Ukrainian president's website on March 11, 2025, it can stretch longer if they agree, and talks for a bigger peace deal are kicking off right away with named negotiating teams. How does that sound to you? Solid plan or too vague? Drop your vibe in the comments. There is more to it than just quiet guns. Humanitarian stuff is front and center: prisoner swaps, civilian releases, and bringing back Ukrainian kids forcibly taken to Russia, as Zelensky stressed to CNN on March 11, 2025. The United States is also fast-tracking a minerals deal with Ukraine to boost its economy long-term, per the Washington Post on March 11th. What do you think? Can these extras glue this ceasefire together? Hit that like button if you are hopeful, and let us keep this rolling. Russia's got skin in the game too. They are not just pausing, they are signaling openness to talks, with Zakharova telling TASS on March 11, 2025, that Moscow does not rule out meeting United States rep soon. Putin's been quiet, but his team's on board for now, eyeing a chance to regroup after Kursk setbacks, per Forbes on March 11th. How do you read Russia's play? Serious about peace or buying time? Share your gut below, I want to hear it. The catch, it hinges on trust. Ukraine's ready, Russia's agreed in principle, but both have broken truces before Russia dozens of times since 2014, says The Independent on March 11, 2025. Monitors might step in, maybe the United Nations or a European group, to keep it honest, per the European Leadership Network on March 2nd. What do you reckon? Can they stick to it, or are we dreaming? Drop your prediction in the comments and subscribe if you are glued to this story. Now, let us talk stakes. This is huge for everyone involved. For Ukraine, it is a lifeline. Soldiers get a break, civilians sleep without bombs, and Zelensky gets a shot at rebuilding, as Euronews on March 11, 2025, pointed out, with 11 million displaced and 20% of land lost. A lasting peace could bring folks home and kickstart recovery, but a collapse could mean more devastation. How do you see this playing out for Ukraine? Hope or heartbreak? Share your take below. I am curious. Russia's got a lot riding on this too. They have lost over 630,000 troops since 2022, per Forbes on March 11, 2025, and their economy's creaking under sanctions. Oil and gas exports are down 30%, says The Guardian on March 11th. This ceasefire lets them catch their breath, but talks could force them to give up chunks of occupied land. What do you think? Will Putin budge or dig in? Drop your hunch in the comments and hit that like button if you are hooked. The world's watching close. A stable Ukraine-Russia peace could cool global food and energy prices. Ukraine's grain feeds millions, and Russia's gas heats Europe, per Time on March 2, 2025. But if it flops, expect more chaos, higher bills, more refugees, and NATO on edge, warns the Washington Post on March 11th. How would peace or war affect your life? Let me know below and share this if you think it is big. The United States is all in too, resuming aid. Billions in weapons and cash shows they are betting on Ukraine holding the line. Per CBS News on March 11, 2025, Rubio's pushing hard, saying on CNN that day that this is America's chance to end the bleeding and counter Russia long term. What do you reckon? Smart move or risky gamble? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more on this. So, what happens when they sit down to talk? Ukraine's line is clear. All Russian troops out, 1991 borders restored, and war crimes answered for, as Zelensky told CNN on March 11, 2025. They want security guarantees to maybe NATO membership or United States bases, per The Telegraph on March 11th. It is a tall order, but they are not blinking after holding off Russia for 3 years. How do you see Ukraine playing this stuff, or flexible? Share your vibe below, I want to hear it. Russia's got a different tune. Putin's long pushed for Ukraine to ditch NATO dreams and cede occupied land Crimea, Donbas, more as a neutral buffer, per The Independent on March 11, 2025. They might soften now, with Kursk losses stinging, but Zakharova hinted to TASS on March 11th they will not roll over easy. What do you think? Will Russia compromise or stick to their guns? Drop your guess in the comments and hit that share button if you are intrigued. The United States is the wild card. They are dangling aid to keep Ukraine strong, but nudging both sides to bend. Per the Washington Post on March 11, 2025, think land swaps or demilitarized zones. Rubio's team wants a deal that locks Russia out of deeper Europe, maybe with Turkey or Saudi Arabia mediating too. How do you feel about outsiders steering this helpful or meddling? Let me know below, and like this if you are loving the scoop. It will not be smooth. Past talks like Minsk in 2014 crumbled fast, with Russia breaking ceasefires, says The Guardian on March 11, 2025. This time, drones and missiles are paused, but mistrust runs deep. Ukraine's got mass graves in mind. Russia's got pride. What do you reckon? Can they bridge that gap, or is it too wide? Share your take in the comments and subscribe if you are on the edge of your seat. Alright, can this ceasefire turn into real peace? History's not kind. Russia's violated over 30 truces since 2014, per The Independent on March 11, 2025, but this one's got heft. United States muscle, global eyes, and both sides worn thin. The 30 days give them room to breathe, test trust, and maybe build something lasting. What do you think? Will it stick or fall apart? Drop your call below. I am all in for this. Ukraine's got momentum. That drone Blitz 337 shot down over Russia showed they can hit hard, per ABC News on March 11, 2025, and United States aid bolsters their spine. If Russia blinks, experts like those at Forbes on March 11 say Ukraine could claw back ground in talks. How do you see Ukraine using this push for more or settle fast? Share your strategy in the comments and hit that like button if you are rooting for them. Russia's in a bind though. Sanctions, losses, and a shaky economy down 30% on energy exports, per The Guardian on March 11, 2025 mean they need this pause bad. But Putin's pride could tank it. He might rather fight than lose face, warns The Washington Post on March 11th. What do you reckon? Will Russia play ball or blow it up? Let me know below and share this if you think it is tense. The world could tip it. Europe's begging for peace, grain, and gas matter, while the United Nations might monitor, per Time on March 2, 2025. If aid flows and talks gel, this could be the real deal. If not, we are back to square one. How hopeful are you? 50-50 or better? Drop your odds in the comments and subscribe for the next twist in this saga. Alright, folks, we have torn through this game changer on Breaking Bulletin. Ukraine and Russia's 30-day ceasefire, sealed in Jeddah on March 11, 2025, per CNN, CBS, and more, is lighting a spark. Talks are next, and the world's holding its breath. From soldiers to civilians to global markets, this could shift everything or crash hard. What grabbed you most from this story? Share your big takeaway in the comments. I cannot wait to see it. This is why we do Breaking Bulletin, to dig into the moments that matter and spark real talk. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe. We have got tons more coming. Where do you see this heading? Peace or more war? Drop your forecast below and let us keep the fire alive. Big shout out to the people of Ukraine and beyond. You are the heartbeat of this story. Thanks for hanging with me today. Stay sharp, stay loud, and I will catch you next time. What else do you want us to tackle on Breaking Bulletin? Tell me in the comments and let us make this your channel for what is real.